Stephanie looking very much the actor. Well, she's not really an actor, is she? But very, very comfortable looking through these beautiful homes. Melbourne, what a gorgeous property. Now, we are here with the Leader of the Opposition, Isabel Redman, as you would know, Isabel. Now, we've got lots of different emails and that actually relating to some of these issues, but we're not going to have time for all those. We're way over time already. So I just want to find out a couple of things. What's going on with first home buyers if you get into power?
Look, we would like to be able to reintroduce the first homeowners grant. We think it was a mistake to withdraw it because it just takes young people out of the market. I think the incentive for the government was, in the first instance, because you've got a couple of years, young people all try to get in and get it, but it then means a flattening of the market. But we won't be able to make any promises on that until we get much closer to the election to see where the economy is because of the level of debt.
So, Isabel, the lack of transactions and the volumes dropping, it was mentioned with Cameron Cusher a minute ago. Tell me about the impact, because we have discussed it off air. What sort of impact is the lower transactions having on the budget?
Massive. The government has had to redraw the budget with a $274 million downwards of adjustment of their expected income from stamp duty. Now, I did
on property.
On property.
Right, okay.
So I did a calculation because I've got a son buying a house whose settlement's this weekend. $14,000 stamp duty. So I said, okay, $14,000 of stamp duty, that is 19,500 homes not bought if the average stamp duty is $14,000. And so that's a massive downturn. That's more than the equivalent of a whole electorate worth of homes.
So, yeah, that's incredible. Well, we know we're feeling it because the real estate industry is, you know, obviously feeling it, but it must surely end up with retailers feeling it because, like, every time someone moves, there's removalists, insurance, finance, refrigerators, furniture, umbrellas.
Yeah,
everything.
And double it in the sense that every time, you know, my son's buying a house this weekend, there's people moving out of that house and they're going somewhere else. And so there's a ripple effect. So imagine every one of those transactions and what it hasn't put into the economy as a result.
Isabel, has there been anyone that's done any modelling on reducing the stamp duty and modelling whether that would mean higher transactions and a net increase for the government?
Not at this stage, but that is the sort of issue that we're hoping to model. Now, we can't do it ourselves and we have to engage outside people to assist us with those sorts of things. Limited resources when you're in opposition to do complex economic modelling, but clearly we understand that we need to stimulate this economy to get it back on track.
Isabel, I always like to finish with 3 points. What are the 3 big property points that you can have as the opposition leader going into the next election? What are the 3 big things that you think you can do that the current existing Labor Party are not doing?
Well, the biggest point, of course, is to try to bring down state government taxes. We can't do it in a hurry, but that will ultimately impact, and that means running a more efficient, smaller government. And that's where we've got to start. Smaller government, much more efficient, different priorities, don't waste money, actually spend it on the things that are needed. We need to focus on where the growth is going to be, particularly in real estate. We have very much a focus on the idea that there is likely to be just generically a move of baby boomers like me. I'm now living in a large house in the suburbs, much more likely to end up in an apartment. We need to see that sort of thing generated, and that's going to mean trying to build some incentives into the scheme for that.
Okay, and that's the stamp duty and
that sort of incentive,
right, and number 3?
Look, we really just want to see young people getting into the property market, and because that also, as we've already been discussing, just gets things going again. So we do want to reintroduce first homeowners grants, but we may not be able to do that immediately upon coming into office. And
just confirmation that you will address the residential tenancies mess and sort it out. Is that a yes?
That is a yes.
That's a resounding...
Absolutely happy to give you an undertaking that upon coming into office, we'll put it in our first 100 days, we will re-look at the whole of the residential tenancies tribunal, its operation, and how we can improve it.
Yeah. We are looking forward to that. It's enough to vote for you just on that one alone as well. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Always a pleasure.
Now let's go and look at some hot properties. that's the end of the show. As you can see, put everyone to sleep down here. And I hope you enjoyed the show and offering what Adelaide has to offer in property, but also with all that's been happening. And great to hear from Isabel as well. Next week, SA's Finest is at Unley Park. It's a big home, it's a beautiful home, and it'll be released during the week. So we'll see you next Wednesday. Don't forget we're live and interactive at 1 o'clock on TOOP TV. And now for more hot properties.